Afternoon, y'all. Happy 4th of July. I really wanted to just kind of come to you guys and take another shot at this thing. First of all, thank you to everybody for all of your feedback, your positivity, your encouragement. It's been amazing. I really appreciate it. I'm learning a lot, and you guys gave me the courage to try to do this again. Making these videos is really hard, man. You're vulnerable. So, it's tough, but y'all bear with me. I really wanted to send out a little message today about freedom. Now, everybody I know is basically posting the Frederick Douglass, what is the 4th of July to a slave. And if you have not read it, please read it, ingest it, and make it a part of your life, because this is a conflicting holiday for many of us, myself included. But I wanted to kind of add to that, put my own little spin on the way things are, on the idea of what freedom and privilege really are. So I was just watching Love and Hip Hop, and it just came to me. A lot of Black people are like, Love and Hip Hop is the worst. It's terrible, and I love it. And I'm going somewhere with this, so don't worry about it. But I wanted to say that I love the show because I believe in the diversity of the Black experience, and I kind of reject the idea that only some Black people are valuable. Now, if you're going to be mad at the media for only putting out those negative images. But this is a little snippet of the messages aimed at my Black community. Can we please stop criticizing, shows like Love and Hip Hop and all the negative things for making us look bad? I get it. It's not right. Let's promote more positive images of Blackness. But at the same time, when you place the weight of Black representation on one group of people, all we're doing is kind of reproducing the ideology that only some of us are valuable. And that's kind of a problem for me. Nobody's out there talking about white people are terrible because of the Jersey Shore. Okay? Nobody's out there talking about let's grab your purse because white people are typically always serial killers. They don't have to deal with that. Okay? And if you've noticed, it only really works one way. So you could be the greatest Black person in the world, and you're never, even if you represent your people, you're never going to have that positive image from one good Black person that you'll always have from a negative person. Does that make sense? Like Barack Obama. You would think now, if one negative Black person is, or a group of them, if they're the reason why we're mistreated or they see us as less than, you would think that it would happen in the reverse order, but it doesn't. In fact, Barack Obama kind of made a whole bunch of people even more mad at us. And I feel like it's just a reason for people to say, oh, let's criminalize that culture. Let's criminalize them because they're loud and they're brash and their pants sag. When really, in reality, all of that's bullshit. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm calling bullshit on really even just the ideology of privilege and of freedom. Because while privilege does exist, a lot of white people, and men, you have privilege, straight people, you have privilege. But honestly, a lot of what we're calling privilege, it's actually just human respect, decency that gets wrapped up in that term. And I am still going to use it to kind of address a lot of things, but I'm going to be very careful about how I talk about privilege, because what I am really demanding, and I think what people of color, minorities, the LGBT community, what women are demanding, it's not privilege. Okay, it's being treated like a human being, having decent human rights. And I feel like what's happened is that certain people have been given those rights to make mistakes. Okay, those rights to do stupid stuff and be okay. And the rest of us haven't been given that. And it's been marked as privilege, so that when we demand it, we're told that we're asking for special treatment. We're asking for something beyond what we should have, when in all actuality, we are entitled to human decency, okay? I am entitled to walk into a store, buy what I need to buy, and walk out without being followed or disrespected. I'm entitled to that. I'm not asking for money. I'm not asking for a car. I'm not asking for special treatment. I am asking to be treated like a human being. Okay, and at this point, I'm not even asking, I'm demanding. Okay, and I'm talking about this today because our concept of freedom, it's warped. I'm not free if I just behave the way people think I should behave and do all the right things and say all the right things and wear all the right clothes. That's not free. And going back to this love and hip hop thing, and this is really to everyone, when we play into that belief system that he wouldn't have been killed if his pants weren't sagging. She wouldn't have been snatched out of her car by a cop if she weren't talking so loudly. She wouldn't have been raped if she hadn't had on those short shorts. When we say these things, when we believe these things, even if we don't say them, basically we're saying that my human rights, that respect for me, it's not contingent. It's not inherent to who I am. Okay? My humanity is not inherent to my existence. It's contingent upon some type of good behavior. As if I was just born in a prison cell and I'm perpetually in some kind of prison, and I have to prove to you through good behavior that I am valuable enough to merit basic respect. I'm not having it. It's not cool. Okay? It's just not the move. All right. So back to, the love and hip hop thing. It really does. It plays into all of this, into this ideology, and it crushes the diversity that is blackness. Okay. We're all different. A little bit of me is hood. That's not all of me. A little bit of me is. Okay. So be mad at Hollywood for not allowing the diversity to shine and come through, because that is not the total representation of blackness. But don't buy into that belief and allow whoever to continue to criminalize us because they won't act right. Okay? Because that's not the move. Okay? A few black people don't represent all black people. Never have, never will. Let's get rid of that. Okay? And let's stop playing by these rules that humanity is earned. No, humanity is not earned. I'm not an animal who has to prove that I can walk on two legs. I'm a person. Treat me as such. Okay? Or suffer the consequences. Because at this point, I don't have anything to lose. And I'm sick of living. I'm not free. That's what freedom is. Freedom is the right to make a few mistakes and not have to watch my back and be worried about getting shot if I make one slip up. That's what freedom is. Okay? Freedom is being treated like I'm valuable, because I am. That's why we say Black Lives Matter. Because we still live in a society that says we don't matter. Every single day. And you can get mad, all lives matter people, if you want to. But first of all, if you think that we're saying only Black Lives Matter, 1, you're not listening. 2, you're being childish. Okay? You're acting like a child who says, well, I have all these toys, and if you ask for one of these toys, then that somehow means you're oppressing me. No. Grow up and understand that all lives, if you really believe all lives matter, then you believe that every single human being has a right to respect and human decency. So if you want to say, next time you say that all lives matter people, you better be standing outside fighting for those black lives, or you can shut up. The next time you say all lives matter, you better be ready to stand up for a friend of mine wearing a hijab who's being oppressed, because that person's life matters. If all lives truly matter. If not, please just shut it. Okay? A few other things before I get out of here. Let's be more specific when we use the word privilege, because I think it can be used as a scapegoat when we demand equality and people want to say, oh, you're just, you're asking for white privilege. You're asking. When we use that word, we turn equality into a commodity, really. And that's not really how it should work, if you ask me. I'm not sure what we can use. I'm still patting these things around in my head. I'll still be using the word privilege, like I said. But let's talk about that in the comments. Okay, because let's kind of unpack these things, because there's something more going on here, and it's not just privilege. Privilege is a thing. It's happening, like I said, but what we're demanding is not that. And a lot of people are saying, even with affirmative action, and you're asking for special treatment. No, damn it. We're asking to be treated fairly and equally. Okay, and there's a difference. I don't ever want to leave one of these videos without kind of giving a recommendation to what you can do. What we can do, positives, what we can do is be mindful of the attitudes that we are holding, and be mindful how all of us, black, white, male, female, how all of us play into a really messed up system that at the end of the day kind of always wins because we're a part of it. Let's think about the things we say. Let's think about when you're in Walmart and you see, fellow black person with a hair bonnet on, and you want to critique that person. They might not look that great, but again, you're just recycling that idea that some of us are better than others. And somebody out there is saying, well, not all blacks are terrible. The good ones are okay. It's the bad ones out there who need to be shot, or it's the bad ones who are the criminals. That's what we're doing. Even if you don't think that. And the same thing goes for gender, for religion. It's the same thing over and over again. Okay? I like some gays, but some of them are just so flamboyant. You don't have to throw it in my face. Who says that? A lot of people. Same thing with Muslims. Same thing with Christians. We want to go with hashtag all lives or hashtag not all, then let's start treating people with respect, okay? Because that's what freedom really looks like. Freedom is not me following every single one of your made up rules so that I can somehow live a basic life when I should be treated like a human being regardless of what I've done. Even if I do break the law, even if I break the law, treat me like a human who's broken the law, okay? If Jeffrey Dahmer can kill a whole bunch of people and eat them and still be taken into custody alive, that boy in Colorado can shoot up a movie theater with his head painted orange like a target and still walk out of there alive, I think we can do a little bit better with treating people like they're humans. I have the freedom to protest peacefully, so don't come walking into Black Lives Matter rallies with tear gas. That's not really a thing. That's against the law. Don't tell me I'm free. I'm not free, according to you. But at this point in my life, I'm kind of demanding it. I am, because I'm sick of this. I'm going to do what I want to do. As long as I'm not hurting anybody, as long as I'm not breaking any laws, I'm going to continue to live my life freely without fear that at any given moment, somebody's going to take me out because they thought I stole something from a store. That's not the move. So, I guess today is kind of my Declaration of Independence, if you will. If got any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the inbox, because I really want to talk about these things. Not inbox, in the comments. I really want to discuss these things and kind of pick apart a lot of what's going on, because like it or not, like I said, we don't live in a free society. Not when I can't even talk about how I feel without being told that I'm being anti-American or I'm being reverse racist, whatever that is. Okay, if you have the freedom, KKK, looking at you. If you have the freedom to stand outside and peacefully protest, so do we. All right? And that's all we're asking for. God-given rights. You can even either give them by choice or you can give them by force. Because at this point, my generation, we're not our grandparents. It doesn't look like we're backing down anytime soon. Okay? We're not the civil rights era. This is something different. I'm not making any physical threats. I'm just saying, I know I'm not the only one out there who really just does not care anymore about your decorum and the rules you set up to try to control us. So, this is not just a black thing. This is a black thing, a woman thing, a non-heteronormative thing. This is a other thing. And this is an ally thing. Okay? To all my allies out there, straight, gay, whatever you are, we fight together. All right? So, it's just my little message. I hope you guys have a great holiday. Please know that this will not stop me from eating the hamburger that's about to be set in front of me. That's right. I'm going to kill it. Enjoy this day. And let's really celebrate freedom. Since we're doing it, let's go be free. You guys go be free and go be great.